All right, here we go. We are flying casual today. It is Tuesday, September 12th. Star Wars Episode 9, as of a few minutes ago, did not have a director, and now it does. Hello, everyone. I'm James Rosile from the Rebel Scum podcast, joined with, what is that over there?
It's your friend, Brock.
It's my friend, Brock Swink.
Live
also
from the Rogers Center.
From the Rogers Center. You're working down.
Is that backwards?
Today. No, you are right. No, you're right. I am wrong. So yesterday, all these reports came out that Rian Johnson was not going to be directing Episode 9, whatever the title will be after that, we do not know. But he kept coming out and saying, you know, he's focusing on The Last Jedi. And so today, I wake up out of bed, and I get this news. StarWars.com has announced that Episode 9 does have a writer and a director. Brock, who is it?
Awesome. I love Force Awakens, so it's a knock out of the park. Plus, JJ Abrams, Star Trek, Lost, all the other things, Mission Impossible. Like, it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't we put them? It's really going to put our top 5 to shame for Rebel Scum podcast tomorrow or whatever.
Well, no, that's for spin-off films. But so here's the announcement from StarWars.com. JJ Abrams, who launched a new era of Star Wars with The Force Awakens in 2015, is returning to complete the sequel trilogy as writer and director of Star Wars Episode 9. Abrams will still co-write the film with Chris Terrio, who did Argo, I believe. Star Wars Episode 9 will be produced by Kathleen Kennedy, Michelle Rian, Abrams, Bad Robot, and Lucasfilm. With Force Awakens, JJ delivered everything we could have possibly hoped for, and I am excited that he is coming back to close out this trilogy, said President Kathleen Kennedy. Now, I have been somewhat of a critic of JJ Abrams. We all know that. And I was on board. You know, we just did a vote of no confidence on Thursday, and it was funny because when we flipped the coin, Andrew got JJ Abrams, and all three of us were like, oh, man, you always get screwed on this because Rian Johnson is the obvious one. And all three of us did, and Andrew Fantasia, I would say, is a bigger fan. I think he would agree with this. Is a bigger fan of J.J. Abrams than Rian Johnson. I think he would agree that, but it seemed like Rian Johnson would be the way to go for this. But it also feels like he wouldn't have the time to make Episode 9 because he still has to finish The Last Jedi, and then they are shooting in, I think, February is when they're shooting Episode 9.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, do you think J.J. Abrams, because, you know, he brought back Mission Impossible, brought back Star Trek, but Into Darkness was not a very well-received film. Do you think he can finish the trilogy appropriately and satisfy fans?
Do I think J.J. Abrams will satisfy his fans?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay, cool. I think so, because I think Force Awakens is a good film, though I just did see someone posted on our Facebook group that they are not happy that J.J. Abrams. So I'm going to go full Brock on the whole thing because I think you either like him or you don't, or I guess you could also not care whatsoever, which I think most people are not going to care. But I think it's a good move. Now we could possibly see what J.J. would want to do with an actual Star Wars film because like, Force Awakens was more of an homage, sort of a reminder of what we used to do. So, like, maybe he can now do something he wants to do. I'm not saying Force Awakens wasn't what he wanted to do, but, you know?
Well, I think he's hit a Star Wars film, whether you like it or not, he's hit a Star Wars film out of the park. It made $2 billion. It brought fans back to it. I mean, really, Rogue One made $1 billion in large part because of The Force Awakens, because of the promise that film sets up. And I think what The Last Jedi is going to make is going to be opening weekend, at least maybe the first 2 weekends or so, is going to be based largely on The Force Awakens itself. So Tyler Skurlock on our Facebook group wrote, "Why God?" And
yeah, exactly. That's
but this is the thing. It's very divisive, right? There's people, you know, The Force Awakens came out, everybody loved it, but then as time has gone on, it has been this film that, you know, we've seen the memes where it's like what's happened to you, something far worse has happened to you, and it's been like Rogue One on Lor San Tekka, and then Kylo Ren is The Force Awakens, where people are implying that The Force Awakens is not aging very well, and I kind of would agree with that in a lot of ways because it didn't push anything really forward. He keeps too many things hidden, and I mentioned this before. Where he's obsessed with his mystery box a little bit too much.
Right.
And I think now is if this is going to be 9, and 9 is where it's going to end, at least for now, he needs to put that mystery box aside, and now this is the culmination of 2 movies worth of mystery box crap, and now you just give us this ending to it all and blow the mother up.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's a good script. Well, now he's writing it, so this point's probably moot. As long as there's a good script, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna get a good film. I liked how JJ returned to like practical puppetry. I know that just seems like a weird thing to bring up, but I think it really added to the effect of the Star Wars, but then also included like modern day, CG, mocap, what have you. So I think visually he's gonna hit it out of the park. Story-wise, who knows? But I don't know. Like I said, I'm a big JJ fan, so I'm game for whatever he's gonna put out.
Yeah, I think, the thing with JJ is no matter what he does, he understands how to bring you back to what you love. He can bring that on film visually.
Yep.
And he understands characters a lot as well, I would say. I mean, Rey, for all of her flaws, for all of her, barely any story arc, she's still a character that at the end of the day, little girls want to be, boys want to be with. It's just like, this is a character that she's now a part of Star Wars, even though we know zero about her, and a lot of us can't accept the fact that she can just randomly use the Force. We're still like okay with it because she was interesting enough and playful enough, and we know that the humor will be back. The only thing now that says, when I first saw, I'm like, okay, he gets to finish the story of the characters that he started, but now, when you read these Rian Johnson articles, he's like, I didn't know why Luke was on the island. I had to figure it out. So now, is JJ Abrams going back, answering questions that Rian Johnson answered that maybe he wasn't totally satisfied with? And is he going to course correct small little things now? Like, is it Rian Johnson's story that he's finishing, or is it JJ Abrams' story that he's finishing? And I imagine the two of them are going to have a strong working relationship in the next 3-4 months until they start shooting this film.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, we already know they've worked together on the first one. Not really worked together, but they had a collaboration of sorts with certain scenes. So I can't see there being a problem. I mean, from what I know, JJ is a pretty big fan of Star Wars, and we know Rian Johnson is a huge Star Wars fan. So at the end of the day, I think they're going to play ball really well, and it's good that Disney / Lucasfilm / whatever, they all trust those two guys. So I don't think you can lose, honestly.
That's exactly it. They trust them. This is the very Ron Howard thing to do in this scenario. Yeah. You get the guy who got the ball rolling. This is a win-win for everybody. Because the thing is, even if people are like, oh, JJ, like Tyler Scott, not to point you out here, but people like that who are like, why God? Oh my God, this is the worst decision ever.
Yeah.
Of course, the thing is, they're still going to go see this film.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? And if you have to sell it for whatever reason with the director of Star Trek, the director of The Force Awakens, you can sell it like that now. Like, you have that. And there will be no more drama behind the scenes whatsoever. There's no more drama. The drama's done. I
guess the real question isn't who's directing this, but, like, what are people's expectations of this film? You know what I mean? Like, okay, you don't like a director, that's fine. But it just seems like, oh no, this is going to ruin everything. It's like, what is your expectations of the next 2 films? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Do you know what's going to happen in these films? I don't know. So again, if you don't like director, totally fine. But like I said, it feels like when people get mad about stuff like this, it's like, oh, they're going to ruin it. Ruin what? We don't know what's going to happen. So it just seems bizarre to get mad over things. But that being said, being a fanboy, I kind of get it too. People just get mad about the most bizarre things. So I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I think, I'm really hoping that this is
Yeah, exactly. We don't know how it's going to end. The thing that I liked about the JJ Abrams thing, though, is like we know that he knows where he had a vision of it going on some level. And the thing is, Carrie Fisher's passing, I really believe, had a lot to do with everything that's going on. Yeah, Colin Trevorrow, rumors are coming out, word is coming out now that he's kind of a egotistical maniac and people don't like working with him and whatnot. All that aside, if Carrie Fisher doesn't pass away, I think they could probably get past that because it seemed like everybody was on the same page until that unfortunate accident. So I think JJ Abrams kind of has he respects the characters of Star Wars. He might not understand it to the level that other people wish he would understand it, might not appreciate the prequels like I wish he would, but he knows these characters. He knows the original trilogy characters, and he really knows the new characters that he pretty much has created. Whether or not Rian Johnson has changed, we don't know. But he knows the trajectory and where they should end up, and I think that's why. I mean, it's funny that the way to end this saga is the way that they started the sequel trilogy, and that's going safe. Whether or not the film will be safe, we don't know, but the directing choice is safe.
I think this is like really why when Disney took over, they said, we will determine what is canon. This is all legends now. Because I get it. Because then people complaining about directors would have a valid argument because they'd be like, oh, they're going to make, Children of the Empire or, heir to the Empire, Children of the Jedi. That's what I meant. So it's like, yeah, if they were making a movie with like the Solo twins or Thrawn in live action, then people would be like, oh, you have to get this right because da-da-da-da-da. But there is no source material when you think about it. So, like Rey and Poe and Finn don't exist anywhere besides the film. I mean, now they do exist in books, sort of, but like, this is all uncharted territory. So I think we should just relax. It's, when are they're going to start shooting in February, you said?
I think it's sometime early next year.
Yeah. So, and we won't see it till 2019, correct?
Yeah.
So it's like, that is a long way away, and there's going to be a lot of things. I mean, people are mad about pork for crying out loud. So, like, you're not going to please anybody. So.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is, J.J. Abrams wasn't my first choice to do this, but I didn't really have a choice because I don't work for Lucasfilm, so what does it matter? Exactly. I think, they have a deadline, 2019. Like you said, 2019 is their deadline. They have to start shooting it, obviously, sometime in early next year to get it all done with the effects and whatnot. That has to get done sometime early on next year. You have to finish by the summertime shooting, I would imagine, or spring, and then reshoots and all that in the fall. So you got to go with the guy who can get it done. And J.J. Abrams, he gets it done. Harrison Ford broke a leg, and he still got it done.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what he's doing. He's a producer first anyway, right? So maybe writer, producer, director. He understands every aspect of making films, and there's no nonsense. You're going to get the film. You're going to get a good film. You're going to get something quality. People are going to enjoy it. Whether they enjoy it in a year or 2 years afterwards, doesn't really matter. The box offices were going to tell the story here. We're going to get the 3-disc Blu-ray pack, even though Blu-rays are pretty much obsolete. We're still going to get all that stuff. This film, and if this is ending it, he seems like the guy you'll want to end it because he could bring you back to that Return of the Jedi feel, and maybe even with a little bit more of a serious tone than Return of the Jedi.
Right. You know what? Like, I think we know he can deliver a satisfactory Star Wars film. We know he can give us good content in different projects, and we know he can produce sort of unique ideas. Like, think of Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane. Those are very unique. They're understandable films, but they're unique in their own ways. Just how they went about things, and like marketing and then actual content, right? So, who cares? I think it'd be great. The only thing I ask for is that we see more Ewoks, so we have to go to Endor. I know we're going there in Last Jedi, or we're supposed to. I don't know. It's like this all just happened, so.
Do you think that there's a chance that the giant super weapon at the end of Episode 9 will be Starkiller 2?
Oh, murder. It'll be Murder Galaxy. It'll be like a black hole that shoots out a I don't know, what are a laser beam fueled by a meteor made completely out of kyber.
The further they go down this road, the more it's going to sound like an Austin Powers joke.
It looks like Jay Brothers just commented on it as well on our Facebook. So
and he is back, he says.
Yeah,
Jay Brothers
so I
says,
don't know if
"And he
that's
is back."
good. I think Jay Brothers is on board for JJ.
You know what I
on
think?
board for JJ.
I want everyone that's not on board, comment below. Tell us why you're not on board. Because right now, you know what? Look, I have been a bit of a skeptic on it, and I do love The Force Awakens. But my thing with JJ Abrams is he has, if you look at every single one of his films that he's directed, it's like the endings have been very, I don't want to say lazy, but lackadaisical. You know, like they're very like anticlimactic. Like it's like, oh, okay, it had to end. That's like Super 8. I love Super 8, and then it ends, and you're like, oh, that's how
Super 8. Yeah, exactly.
You're like, and this is the ending. This is the whole thing is an ending right here. Like this from beginning to end, you're ending. So this is a hurdle, I think, even for JJ, and as easy as it will be for him, and as safe as it is, because I don't think he's ever had a successful end. I mean, they haven't been terrible endings. They've just been, like I said, mediocre. But like this is an end. This is a hurdle, maybe even for him to wrap everything up in a satisfying way, but also leave it open so that they could tell more Rey stories, unless she dies, more Rey stories further down the road, more Finn stories further down the road, more Poe, more Wycliffe, Sea-Teeth, and Edrio Two-Tubes. We don't know how old Two-Tubes lives. We have no idea how old they live. They could be like Chewbacca and live forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you think JJ is going to kill off Chewie in Episode 9?
Oh, wow. That's the real question. It doesn't matter if successful the film. It's like, will he save the Wookiee? Oh, if he doesn't, we should start a campaign. Hashtag save the Wookiee. We're afraid he's going to take our favorite co-pilot away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, whatever. It's just another day, Let's worry about getting Last Jedi out.
Exactly. Let's watch that one. And then we can start speculating what we think is going to happen in Episode 9. Is the title for Episode 9 going to be in the crawl, Brock?
Is it going to be in the crawl? I would assume. I guess we don't know for sure if there's going to be a crawl in Episode 8. So.
Oh, I think Rian Johnson said that there will be a crawl.
Right. So, whatever. Then yes. It's gonna be called Escape from Jakku, Electric Boogaloo.
Well, he created Jakku. He's gonna, and we know that 9 is gonna go back to Jakku. I'm pretty sure they've announced that. Whether or not we see it in Last Jedi, I do not know. But JJ Abrams has been hired to write with Chris Terrio and direct solo Star Wars Episode 9, concluding the trilogy he started. How long ago did he start? 2013 he got hired, I think. 2013, 14 he got hired. Yeah, so, it was funny because it was such a hard sell for him to do it to begin with. He pretty much said he was done with it. We all kind of assumed he was done with it, and now here he is back in the grind doing what is arguably the hardest of the 3 now. Because like we said, you've got to wrap this up.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, he's probably already taking a look at Rian Johnson's script, so it's like, or he's probably seen footage, so it's like, okay, this is where we're going.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Brock, thanks a lot. I'll let you go back to work. You guys get back to your day. Comment below what you guys think about JJ Abrams writing and directing Episode 9. But at the end of the day, what I think, what Brock thinks, what you think, doesn't matter. It's what Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy think. Yeah. And they think JJ Abrams is the way to go. All right, guys, thanks a lot, and may the force of others be with you.
Okay, bye.
Hey, scumbags. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.